So let's go over how to configure CORS on the Amazon S3. In this hands-on, we will use the two bucket and to configure the one bucket and the website to reference the resource from the other bucket, the resource bucket. So firstly, let's go to the S3 page and we will create a two empty S3 bucket for this hands-on. I have already created the two bucket, the S3 CORS hands-on or resource, and the same name with the S3 CORS hands-on on website. To create them, clicking on the create bucket, and you would set names like the S3 CORS website and followed by the date to make it globally unique. And scrolling down to the block public access. Since we will accessing this publicly, we must uncheck the block public access and acknowledge the settings. And all the options can be left as default and clicking on the create the bucket. And you need to create two buckets in this way, the one for the website and the one for the resource. I have already created mine, so I'll cancel this one. And the next, you need to upload the image file and the HTML file. Clicking on the resource file. I have already uploaded a simple image file, the AWS logo PNG file. And on the same way, clicking on the website bucket to reference this image file from the resource bucket. I have already uploaded the index.html file and the script.js file into the website bucket. So let's briefly look at the contents on these file. In the index file, just contains the text that will be displayed on the static website, the S3 CORS hands-on, and the script.js file defines the logic for the fetching the image. So in this script, the const image URL must be modified to the point to the endpoint URL on the image and your own S3 resource bucket. The logic below attempts to fetch the image. However, when it fetches the file, it is designed to add the custom header, X custom header, and if the image server, our S3 resource bucket, doesn't have the CORS configuration that allow the receiving this custom header, an error will occur. Okay, let's go back to the console. I have two browsers open, the one for the website bucket and the one for the resource bucket. Let's configure them one by one. From the website bucket, which contain the index.html file and the script.js file. So go to the permission tab. We have already turned the block all public access off. So we now need to add a bucket policy. So clicking on the edit. So now we need to add a bucket policy, and we'll add the policy that allows the get object from the public internet, the paste the ARN to the paste it. So clicking on the save changes, and now you can see the bucket policy is now updated. On the same way, similarly in the resource bucket, clicking on the permission tab and scrolling down to the bucket policy, clicking on edit, and copy and paste the bucket policy on the same way. And copy the ARN and paste into here on clicking on the save changes. So you can see the save changes. So now let's go back to the website bucket. Clicking on the website bucket, and we need to configure this bucket as the static website. Go to the property and scrolling down to the static website. So clicking on the edit. So I'm gonna enable this bucket as the static website. Enable it and sets the index document to index.html and click on the save changes. So now if going back to the static website hosting section, scrolling down to the bottom and clicking on the URL, the image fails to load and the error message is displayed here. And this is a CORS error. It occurs because the browser's the same origin policy is prohibiting the website bucket from the reading an image from the different origin, the resource bucket. If I check the browser's the developers tool, it says the access to fetch has been blocked by the CORS policy. To fix this error, we must go back to the resource bucket and go to the permission tab and scroll down to the CORS and clicking on the edit. We're gonna set the CORS configuration, and for the allowed origin, we'll paste the endpoint URL of the static website, and we will allow the get method and save changes. So the CORS policy has been successfully edited. So now let's go back to our static website and reload the browser. So the image now displayed successfully. So this concludes the hands-on for the configuring the CORS. So we no longer need these resources. So go back to the S3's console, and for the both bucket you created, you must first empty the contents and delete the bucket. So this concludes the explanation.